And then we're going to go with prologue, line 1, which is the only line. When I was a young man, my father once said to me, "Son, this world is what you make of it. Will you make it your kingdom, or watch it decay into nothing?" Little did I know what the real answer would be. All right, that's a solid take for that one. Now I'm going to do a take 2 on it. When I was a young man, my father once said to me, "Son, this world is what you make of it. Will you make it your kingdom, or watch it decay into nothing?" Little did I know what the real answer would be. And we'll do a third one. When I was a wee lad, my father once said to me, "Son, this world is what you make of it. Will you make it your kingdom, or watch it decay into nothing?" Little did I know what the real answer would be. All right, we'll stick with those 3 takes for now, and then we'll move on to scene 1. Naturally, I chose to make it my kingdom. I mean, who wouldn't? I know I sure did. I remember my first kill as if it was yesterday. All right, that's a good one for that one. Now we're going to do a second take of it. Naturally, I chose to make it my kingdom. I mean, who wouldn't? I don't know, I sure did. I remember my kill as it was yesterday. All right, and the third one. Naturally, I chose to make it my kingdom. I mean, who wouldn't? I know I sure did. I remember my kill as it was yesterday. All right, let's move over to scene 2, and we're going to do dialogue 1. And for those who are just joining in, yes, I am doing voice acting for an upcoming trailer that we're doing for our DayZ servers. For those who are joining in, good to see you all. One second. All right, here we go. Dialogue 1. His basic loadout made it worse by the fact that he had the ugliest looking fisherman hat I have ever seen. I teased the trigger wondering if this would be the moment. Fuck. I fucked up the line. Alright, let's try this again. His basic loadout made it worse by the fact that he had the ugliest fishing hat I have ever seen. I teased the trigger wondering if this was a moment to fire before I released my shot into that man. His body slumped to the ground, coughing, wheezing, pondering his final moments. Yeah, we'll do another take. Oh, for the love of God, his basic loadout made it worse by the fact that he had the ugliest fishing hat that I've ever seen. I teased the trigger, wondering if this was the moment to fire before I shot the man. His body slumped to the ground, coughing, wheezing, pondering his final moments. We'll do a third one. His basic loadout made worse by the fact he had the ugliest fishing hat I have ever seen. I teased the trigger, wondering if I should use this moment to fire before I released a shot into the man. His body slumped over, ground, coughing, wheezing, pondering his final moments. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes, we're going to go to Dialogue 2 now. Okay. All right, ready. I saw him running along the roadside. Oh, he couldn't been more careless, could he? Running and thinking he was alone. Then again, wasn't I careless before? I pondered this as the sound of my rifle cracked through the air, striking that man as he fell to the ground, withering in pain. All right, take 2. Or number 2. I saw him running along the roadside. Oh, he couldn't have been more careless. Running around thinking he was alone. Then again, wasn't I careless before? I'd wondered this as the sound of my rifle crackled through the air, striking the man as he fell to the ground, withering in pain. Yeah. I saw him running along the roadside. Oh, he couldn't have been more careless. Running around thinking he was alone. Then again, wasn't I careless before? I pondered this as the sound of my rifle cracked through the air, striking the man as he fell to the ground, withering in pain. All right, moving on to Dialogue 3. All right, 1 second. Hello, everybody that's joining in. Good seeing you all. Good seeing you all. Cat, Shannon, the Goose, T. Good seeing you all. This is for a game called DayZ. This is a trailer for an upcoming project that we're doing. Good to see you all today. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Right now I'm doing some dialogue as a narrator and from his point of view. All right. Let's see here. So we're on Dialogue 3 now, right? The smell caught my attention at first. Chicken. Has it been so long since I last ate? I watched him add ingredients to his cooking pan through the glass window of a wrecked home. Selfish? Perhaps. But in this world, you take what you can get. I shot him, watching the drink in his hand spill over onto his chest as he crashed to the floor. All right, now we're going to do second take. The smell caught my attention at first. Chicken. Has it been so long since I last ate? I had watched him add ingredients to the cooking pan through that glass window of the wrecked home. Selfish? Perhaps. But in this world, you take what you can get. I shot him, watching the drink in his hand spill over his chest as he crashed to the floor. Third one. The smell caught my attention at first. Chicken. Has it been so long since I last ate? I watched him add the ingredients to the cooking pan through the glass window of our wrecked home. Selfish? Perhaps. But in this world, you take what you can get. I shot him, watching the drink in his hand spill over his chest as he crashed to the floor. All right. We're going to move on to scene 3 next. Yes. All right, ready? I walked over to his shivering body as he looked up to me, begging for his life, the blood trickling from his mouth, the pupils and iris in his eyes dilating. I pointed my gun at his face. For a brief second, I asked myself, was I making the right choice? The gunshot echoed as I said out loud with a smile on my face, "This is my kingdom." All right, we're going to do it again. I walked over to his butt. Hang on. Let's try that again. My friend, I cannot speak today, my friend. I walked over to the shivering body as he looked up to me, begging for his life, the blood trickling from his mouth, the pupils and iris in his eyes dilating. I pointed my gun at his face. For a brief second, I asked myself if I was making the right choice. The gunshot echoed as I said out loud with a smile on my face, "This is my kingdom." All right, and then one last take on that one. I walked over to his shivering body as he looked up to me, begging for his life. The blood trickling from his mouth, the pupils and iris in his eyes dilating. I pointed my gun at his face. For a brief second, I asked myself if I was making the right choice. The gunshot echoed as I said with a smile on my face, "This is my kingdom." All right, scene 4. So, let's see here. We're going to do line by line. All right, ready. I met a man named Vlad Krishna. His military gear and berets stood out more than the horrible scars on his body. With a map in his hand, he told me about Operation Decayed. I'm deciding if I want to do multiple takes or not. I'll do one take on this one, or I'll do one additional take. I met a man named Vlad Krishna. His military gear and berets stood out more than the horrible scars on his body. With a map in his hand, told me about Operation Decayed. I messed up the line. Let me do it again. I met a man named Vlad Krishna. His military gear and berets stood out more than the horrible scars on his body. With a map in his hand, he told me about Operation Exdecayed. All right, we're going to move on to the next line. You're kidding me, right? All right, now we'll do the second one. You're kidding me, right? All right, line 3. Vlad shook his head no. All right, now I'm doing it again. Vlad shook his head no. All right, next line. You want me to bring... hang on, mess up. You want me to go to a city that I've never been to before, a town God knows where, bring you back some guns and supplies, and you're going to cut me in on the money? Yes. You'd want me to go to a city I have never been to before, a town God knows where, bring back some guns and supplies, and you're going to cut me in on the money? All right, next line. Vlad held out a roll of money, banded with a clip, offering it to me. All right, next one. Flower held out a roll of money, banded with a clip, offering it to me. All right, next line. What's the catch? I asked with skepticism. I'm going to do that line again. What's the catch? I asked with What's the catch? I asked with skepticism in my voice. All right. Then the second part. What is the catch? I asked with why can I never say some of these words? What is the catch? I asked with skepticism. Okay, moving on to the next one. He explained I would be facing rival operators. Not all of them were allied with his clan, but a man of my talents should be able to handle it. How'd that come out, you think? Okay. All right, next one. He explained I would be facing rival operators. Not all were aligned with his clan, but a man of my talents should be able to handle it. Okay, next one. After giving him the middle finger of love and trust, I took his money and decided to don the gear I had with me and made my way. I gotta do it again. After giving him the middle finger of love and trust, I decided to take his money and don the gear I had with me, making my way over to the rally point that would lead it. Sometimes I just need to just keep going with the line. I read one thing, but I'm thinking something else. All right, hold that thought. Let me get some water. Okay, ready? After giving him the middle finger of love and trust, I took his money and decided to don the gear I had with me. I made my way over to the rally point that would lead me into a restricted area, accessible by only some kind of technology that I have never used before. After giving him the middle finger of love and trust, I took his money and decided to don the gear I had with me. I made my way over to the rally point that would lead me into a restricted area, accessible with some kind of technology I have never used before. Okay. Moving on to scene 5. Yes. It's going to be like a dialogue. Some of these are going to be like, if you will, like a narrator talking it. Then other ones, it's just going to be. I'm saying I am going to be saying everything. I'm telling a story from a perspective, if you will. T, how you doing today? Kat, Shannon, good seeing you all. Hammond, good seeing you. Scene 5, number 1. I'm ready if you're ready. During the morning hours, I found myself searching for some small town named Fortitude. The mild weather and cool breeze on my skin felt great as I hiked through the forest, reading my map trying to locate the proper coordinates. Finally, in the distance, I saw it. A small cottage, fitting the description given to me by one of the traders. Give me 1 second. Let me ask my buddy T something. Because he's the guy that's also doing the trailer with me. T, I'm doing 3 different voices for 3 different things, or at least for most of them. Do you want 3 different takes, or are you fine with just one? I can always come back to it. All right, let's go to scene 5, and then let's go ahead and move down to the second one. I'm gonna run through these with just a regular voice and then T can get back to me. Yes, line 2. What is it with these traders and leaving things behind? Why do I always have to go find things for them? I muttered out loud. Not yet, not yet. As I approached the cottage, the scent of something dying grew stronger. A dead cow off to my right looked like it had been feasted on, bits of its flesh chewed off. Was it wolves? Perhaps not. The bite marks seemed too small. All right, next one. The wood door creaked open as I stepped into the small wooden house. I searched with my peripheral Hang on. The wood door creaked open as I stepped into the small wooden house. I searched with my peripheral vision for a crate. All right, next one. Aha! There you are, I said out loud as I crouched. 2 different words. Let's try that again. Aha! There you are, I said out loud as I crouched to open the crate. Let's see here. Oh, hang on. Let me redo that. Hang on. Let's see here. The password is. Let's see here. What is this password? Ideal Chitili Ochimpurinata. Good. Now, well, if you look in the dialogue to the left of it, I said it in Russian. Yeah. 1 is ideal, 4 is Chitili, and then Ochimpurinata. You learn something every day, don't you? With the correct verbal command given, let's try this again. With the correct verbal command given, and I slid my. Let's try this again. With the correct verbal command given, as I slid the key card through the slot. Shit. I can't even, I'm thinking of 2 different things. Let's try this again. With the correct verbal command given upon sliding the key card given to me by one of the traders, I was finally allowed to appear inside the box. Let me try to do. We'll do the same thing, but I'm gonna do a second take on it. As I slid the key card across the box, I tossed it to the side after giving the correct verbal command shortly after. Nah, I don't like that line. Cancel that one. The hell with it. We'll move on. I'll come back to it. A diamond chain? A wedding ring? And some bullets? Well, certainly I've recovered worse than this. As I slotted the items into my backpack, I was startled by a crashing sound in the room behind me. Mm-hmm. All right, so for this line here, I'm going to yell this line here. The who is there part, I'm going to yell that. I won't say really loud, but it's just, I'm going to shout it. The who is there part is the only yelling part, and then I'm going to, in this voice, I'm going to talk the rest of it. Or we can make it two separate tracks. Like, I'll just do that. I'll do that one, then I'll do the dialogue as its own entity. I'm ready when you are. Who is there? Let's take one. Let's do a second take. Who is there? Okay. Mm-hmm. My heart raced and the adrenaline pumped through my veins as I yelled that out. My gun was drawn, and I approached the only door that was still closed with caution. We'll do a second take. I could feel my heart racing. The adrenaline coursed through my veins. With my gun drawn in my hand, I approached the only door that was still closed with very... that was good. I like the hand. Let me do it again. The adrenaline... See, folks, and they said the voice acting was easy. My heart was racing, and the adrenaline pumped through my veins as I held the gun. My fucking God. Like I said, they said it was easy. Oh, anybody can be a voice actor. Anybody can do it. It's simple. Classic problem. All right. Let's see if I can... Rolling. I felt my heart racing and the adrenaline pumped through my veins. With my gun drawn in my hands, I approached the only door that was still closed with caution. All right, we'll move on to the next. No, it looks like it's just, regular line. Reaching for the handle of the door. Fuck me. Let's try this again. Reaching for the door handle, I opened the door, and in an instant, I was fighting back a deranged man. When I felt... it's one of the things where I read the line, but then I paused. Let's try this again. As I reached for the door handle, and I opened it, in an instant... Hey, hold that thought. Hold up. Time out. I'm going to redo this dialogue here. This is what I mean. Or, I wrote it, 2, 3 in the morning, and I can make this better. All right, ready? As I slowly crept to the door and I reached for the door handle, I pushed the door open. In that instant, I was fighting back a deranged man when I felt his teeth sink into my arm. And I'm gonna do a second take of that. I could see a shadow moving across underneath the doorway as I approached it. In an instant. No. Okay. Redo. I saw a shadow move underneath the doorway through its little... No? What's a part of the door? Is it a crease? I can't think of the word at the moment. Like, at, the bottom of the door, you get the little crease at the bottom. What do you call it? I think it's a crease, right? All right, let's try this again. As I approached the... I'm thinking of too many things. As I approached the door, I saw a shadow move underneath the crease. I got it backwards. Let's try this again. As I approached the door, I noticed a shadow move from underneath the door. No? Why am I saying door too many times? Somebody shoot me. See, this is the classic problem with voice actors. You can't think of shit. Damn it. All right, let's give it one more shot. If not, the hell with it. I slowly crept to the door. As I was walking towards it, I saw a shadow from underneath the doorstop. As I pushed forward, in an instant, the moment I opened that door, a deranged man jumped at me, and I felt his teeth sink into my arm. All right, good enough. We'll move on. All right, so on this one, it's going to be like, it's another yelling line, so we're going to do the yell by itself, and then I'll narrate the other part. All right, ready? How should I do it? I'm trying to think to myself. Ah! Get off me! Did you get that one? How'd it come out? Sound pretty good? Okay. And continuing with the regular dialogue. I kicked him off me, shooting him in the face. All right, next line. What the hell is this? I said, puzzled, looking at this man's flesh. Yeah, we do it. What the hell is this? I said, puzzled, looking down at the man's flesh. His body was disfigured. His face was partially eaten. I'm trying to... In my head, I'm thinking of, of the scene and I picture it, but I keep adding words to it. See, that's the sign of a good person when you improvise and make it better. Let's try this again. What the hell is this? I said, puzzled. I'll tell you what. Let's separate that line. That way I can narrate one and then I can say the other line clean. So I'm gonna do what the hell is this, and we'll do that by itself. What the hell is this? Okay, now I'm gonna do the dialogue. I said, puzzled, looking at the remains of this man. Nope, I fucked that one up too. With a puzzling stare, I said out loud to myself what the hell that was. No? See, now I'm adding shit. Let's try this again. With a puzzled look on my face, I looked down to see this man's flesh, disfigured, half-eaten. I took out a band... What did I say band for? Let's try this again. With a puzzled look on my face, I looked down at this man's flesh. It was damaged, eaten away, almost inhuman. I took out a roll of rags and started dressing my wound. My arm really hurt me. As I walked out... Oh man, I had the right idea too. Look at this, try this again. I got the right idea. I just got to put it together. With a puzzled look on my face, I looked down to see this man's flesh. It was disfigured, almost eaten, almost rotted. What could this have been? I took out a roll of rags that I had in my medical bag and attended and dressed my wound. As I left and I shut the door behind me, I wondered, were there more of these? Or was this just an isolated incident? I finally got one. I finally got one that actually made sense. I'm gonna try the second time, and then we'll move on. This man's flesh. Look at it. It's just disfigured. My God. And it's decaying. Is this man even alive? What could have happened here? I said this to myself with a look of confusion. Hang on, I gotta redo the line. I messed up on that one. I was confused, puzzled, as I looked at this man's flesh. What was wrong with him? His face was half-eaten, his body disfigured. I took out a roll of bandages and rags and started dressing my wound. He bit me. I can't believe he actually bit me. Shutting the door behind me, I took one last look and wondered to myself, was this the only one, or were there more around him? Oh, I messed up the last. That would have been a good one too, but I messed up the last line. Yeah, well, I got an idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna give it one more good shot, and then after that, we'll move on. With confusion and a puzzled look on my face, I looked down at this man's flesh. He was disfigured, almost half-eaten. His face was partially missed. I messed that one up. Let's try this again. With a confused look on my face, I was puzzled. This man, he was half-eaten. His face was disfigured. What could have done this to this man? I'm not getting what I want. Let's try it one more time. I looked down at him, confused, even puzzled. His flesh, it looked decayed. It was coming off in several parts of his body. I wondered this to myself, what could have happened to this man? As I took out a roll of rags and bandages, I started dressing my wound. My arm was hurting me. As I turned and looked one last time at the corpse I just left behind, I shut the door behind me, and I wondered to myself, was there only one of these, or were there more to come? That's a good one. I'll work with that one. Scene 6. We're going to scene 6, my friend. All right, so this is the one we were talking about earlier. If we can, we need some echo on this and delay. This is the part where, he's like, hearing voices in his head, and he's just kind of losing it. So I guess what's going to be easier for you? I can either say these words individually, and then we can just overlap them, or I can just say all the line, as one, but I'll just put a good break in between it. What would be convenient for you? I can either say the line, I'll say like traitor. Then I can give you a few steps. Then I can say death, so on and so forth. I can say this all as one line, and then we can just, break them down individually, and then we can stack them on top of each other. Excuse me. We can stack them on top of each other, and then we can add in the effects later. Or I can do it individually. What would be easier for you? Feeling, if you will. Yeah. If let's do that for one of them. That way, that way we don't kill too much time trying to figure out, the right thing. So for the first line, we're gonna do traitor. So for the effects, let's go with reverb. Yeah, like that. That sounds pretty good. And then let's add in a little delay. So when I say traitor, I want it to delay. It's gonna say traitor, traitor, traitor. It's gonna diminish. You know what I mean? So I'll be like traitor, and then you hear traitor, traitor, traitor. I lost all sound. Or you're messing with the effects. There it is. Yep, I can hear it now. Yes. Let's find out. Traitor! Death. Madness. Chaos. I think that's pretty good. Traitor. Death. Madness. Chaos. Live. Mine. Home. Cruelty. Failure. That is kind of what I'm looking for. Now, do you want to adjust for maybe a little bit of yelling, or are you fine where you're at right now? Do you want to adjust for? I might yell some of these lines, but if the way I just yelled it just now, is that fine? Okay, I'm ready. Traitor! Death. Madness. Chaos. Alive. Home. Mine. Cruelty. Failure. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna throw in a couple of more lines with that. We'll keep what we had, but I'm just gonna add in a couple of more reverb lines, and then that I think when we stack them together, that sound pretty good. Because, like I said, the effect I'm going for is the guy is losing his mind. He's hearing all this shit in his mind. Traitor! Death! Madness! Chaos! Alive? Home? Mine? Cruelty! Failure! You let me down! It's all gone. That'll work. Yep, we're going to move on to the next one, the My Kingdom. It'll be the one below it that says My Kingdom. Yeah, that's a different line. We're done with the effects for now, and this will just be regular dialogue. Correct. My kingdom, all for nothing. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That's a good one. I'm gonna do it a couple more times, a couple of different ways. My kingdom, all for nothing. My kingdom, all for nothing. What was this for? No, hang on. This was supposed to have been my kingdom, all for nothing. This was supposed to have been my kingdom, all for nothing. Good. Okay, so this one we're going to adjust for screaming because I'm going to try and attempt to scream this for like really hard and really, really loud. Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with like he's talking to himself like low, but I think the last two stops, or I might even add in like a few extra ones. The more it progresses, the louder I'm gonna get. Yes, so it'd be like a regular voice here, maybe even whispering to myself. But once I get about 3 or 4 stops into it, then I'm just going to like scream and just let it out. Give me a second. All right, ready when you are. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That one was a good one. Let me try it again here in a second. Right. All right, ready? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Better than the other one. Gotcha. That's what we're going for. We got to go for the clean stuff. Let's do one more take on the stop it one, and then we'll move on. Why? Why? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That'll work. We'll move on. No. It should just be regular dialogue. It's all I hear. It's all I hear in my head. These voices. What is wrong with me? The sky's turning black. My vision is going out. What's happening to me? All right, we're going to do a second take of that. It's all I hear. It's all I hear. These voices. What is wrong with me? The sky is turning black. Everything's fading. What's going on with me? Okay, so now we're going to do the next one down is going to be a loud scream. So basically in the scene, if you will, in game, the character has a gun in his hands. He's basically just going to throw it. I'm going to do it. Basically, it's just going to be like a loud, like, yeah, just something you just feel like, just like something like that. Hang on. I'm trying to picture myself as a character. was that? Yeah, we'll try it again. Enough! Enough of this! Ah! We'll work with that. That's what I just did. Well, that's just, you know, that's just telling me, yeah. 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 Now we're going to be going on to line 6. So we're going to skip that one, and then we're going to go to the last one, which is the zoom in on face. So I'm going to say the line, this decaying world is ours, but we're going to add an effect to this. Okay, so with this line, we need to basin and pitch down my voice. So like I'm no instead of being talking like this, now I'm like I'm a zombie now. So my vocal cords are probably damaged. I'm probably lower in tone. So if we can, let's bass me down or up, depending how you look at it, and pitch me down. This decaying world is ours. Yes. If you got any kind of monster voices you got, we can scroll through and see what we got. Shannon and says that was good. Yeah, I hope so, Shannon. I hope so. Testing. I hear no effect yet. Testing. Read all about it. Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah, I don't hear nothing at all. I'm just here doing some voice acting, waiting for the effect to come through. One day I'll be as good as Jorge. I hear something. Okay, I guess we got some kind of just a little voice here. We can. As we zoomed in on his face, he said that this decaying world is ours. I watched him wither and scream. I watched him wonder when his last moments were going to be. Traitor. Death. Madness. Chaos. This decaying world is ours. An angry giant. Yeah, I can hear myself too. Just so I can hear the actual effect itself. Right. Let's see here. Traitor. I can hear the effect only now. Yes. Yeah. He said. He sounds like he's humongous. Mm-hmm. So, traitor, death, madness. I cannot hear myself. There we go. I can hear myself now. I wonder what effect was the best. Gotcha. Ooh, we got an alien effect. I sound like an alien. Woohoo! There's some good vibes right there. This decaying world is ours. I like that one. That one sounds pretty good. The last one sounds pretty good. Had kind of like that ghosty sound effect there, if you will. That one was pretty cool. Is it there? Can I hear it? You didn't call it out. It was like within the last 2 or 3 days you just did. Let's see here. That's the one. Not that one. What about this one? Let me know. Let's see here. Aha. The decaying world is ours. I think that's the one. I think that's the one. Yeah. I think that's the one. This decaying world is ours. Yep, that's the one. I like that one. Guess I'm gonna dig in my voice for it, and now I sound like I'm inhuman. Yeah, I like that one. To be this decaying world is ours. This decaying world is ours. All right, now I'm gonna do a second to get that. This decaying world is ours. Oh, just a little bit greedy. We can definitely make it even more greedy. Alright, I'm gonna do it a third time. Or, actually, we'll keep the effect, but I'm gonna add in some additional lines. This is not your kingdom anymore. Now it belongs to the dead. Alright, another line. When you hear the last of us trying. Oh, hang on, I forgot that one. It's funny when you hear the effect and you're just talking shit. It sounds so funny. I like this effect. Alright, let's try this again. The last thing you will hear is the sound of our jaws gnawing away at your flesh and bones. You thought this was our kingdom. No, it can't be my kingdom. You thought it was yours. You thought this was your kingdom. No, this was ours, and we will rule. Not too bad, huh? I think that's good. Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. I believe we covered all scenes, all dialogue that was most... Oh, shit. So, should be pretty good, I think. All right, let me do my end here. All right, for those who joined in today, good seeing you all today. Good seeing you all. That was lines that I did for the upcoming Exdecayed trailer for the upcoming server that myself, T, and Mr. Zippy are launching. So by all means, please check us out. Check out the trailer when it comes through. Hopefully I did a good enough job with some of these lines and made it, it'll make it a very unique experience. So for those who tuned in, good seeing you all. I'll probably be back home later on in a bit. Be sure to let me know what you think of my voice acting skills, if I need to improve on anything, or if you think I'm pretty good. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and then for now, I will catch y'all later. Be safe, take care, and I'll see you soon.